Hey everyone, my name is Stream, and in this video we're going to be looking at whether this is a good deal or not. So to figure that out, we're going to be using 3 different methods, and now if you would like to skip to one of these methods, click one of the annotations on the screen right now. I suggest clicking the last one because then you don't have to hear me talk as much. I just insulted myself. Oh well. Now the reason I'm doing this video is because there's been a big kerfuffle, yeah that's right, I said kerfuffle, on the mindcrack server as to whether this is a reasonable deal or not. And since I like to overcomplicate things and overthink things, that's why I'm doing a video on it. Usually this is the part where an intro. Okay, so before I start the video, I have to rage-proof the comment section. So basically, there's a slight chance that my calculations may be off and that my methods may be impractical. So if that's true, then don't comment something like, "You suck, like my dog is better at calculator than you. That's liked and flagged." Just don't, okay? Don't. So method 1, like all the other methods, uses villagers to find out whether the offer is worth it or not. Now the reason I'm doing this is because villagers are the only way to get emeralds in vanilla Minecraft without, you know, going down into caves and trying to find emerald ore that spawns there. Because let's face it, they're so rare. Although they're still more common than a good joke from me. Am I right? I'll be quiet! So to figure out whether the deal is worth it or not, we're going to be using one of the trade options from the villagers. And I thought the most appropriate one would be to use the Glowstone Trade, because both Nether Quartz and Glowstone come from the Nether, as implied by the name of the Nether Quartz. And as you can see, I've got 2 villagers with the Glowstone Trade here. Now, villagers have a chance to either give you 2 glowstone blocks or 3 glowstone blocks in this trade. So for the sake of our calculations, we're just going to say that each villager gives you 2.5 glowstone blocks. So that basically means that an emerald is equal to 2.5 glowstone blocks. With this in mind, we can calculate how much a quartz block should cost by comparing the rarity of glowstone to the rarity of nether quartz ore, as well as factoring in a few other things. However, to find out how these 2 blocks compare, I have to generate a nether dimension and analyze the chunks in Amazedstream. So I'll meet you back. Okay, so I'm in Amazedstream, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the whole nether. And with it all selected, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit analyze. And as you can see, the amount of glowstone that is in our nether is 1928, and the amount of nether quartz, well it's called future block here, but the amount of nether quartz is 56,095. So that means for every 1 glowstone block, there's 29.0949 nether quartz ore. So you would think that means that to work out the price of a nether quartz block, you divide 1 by 29.0949, divide that number again by 2.5, and times it by 4 to work out how many emeralds it should cost. However, you would be wrong. What? I don't hear you shout because you don't really care, but alas, I'm doing a video on it, so I'm going to pretend like you care, and explain it anyway. You see, you have to factor in the fact that when mining glowstone, you don't get a glowstone block, you get glowstone dust. It takes 4 glowstone dust to craft a glowstone block, and when mining glowstone, you don't get 4 glowstone dust all the time. You get 2, 3, or 4. So, let's for the sake of the video say you get 3 glowstone dust when mining glowstone block. So what we should do now to work out how much the quartz block should cost is we should take the number of glowstone blocks, times it by 0.75, divide 56,095 by that number we got just then, take the number we just got then from that calculation, put it under 1, divide it by 2.5, and times it by 4. And that's how many emeralds a quartz block should cost. But hang on just 1 minute. Glowstone blocks only spawn on the underside of netherrack blocks, meaning they're always exposed and easy to find, while quartz can spawn anywhere. And it's not like anyone's going to strip mine in the nether, so we can rule that off our list. Unless you do strip mine in the nether, in which case... But that basically means that our results from before aren't accurate. So what I'm going to do is I've got a filter in Amazedstream that will hollow out everything. Except the only problem with it is it will crash if I try and hollow out too many things at once. So I'm probably going to have to do each chunk individually. And there's only over 500! Yay! Okay, so I just got done hollowing out the Hole of the Nether. I guess you could say it was a whole lot of fun! No, it wasn't. What am I talking about? Anyway, so I found out that I could actually hollow out 4x4 chunks at the same time without it crashing. So that's what I did instead of hollowing out each chunk individually. And it leaves a wall every so often, which you would think would be bad, but you have to take into consideration that hollowing out all this would have erased some of the quartz ore that were connected to exposed quartz ore via veins. So it kinda makes up for that. And to hollow out the Hole of the Nether, according to my clock, it took me only an hour and 20 minutes. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but whatever, I'm allowed story time, so shush! Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select all of the Nether, and I'm going to hit Analyze yet again. And you can see this time we have 8,295 future block, or in this case Nether quartz, instead of the huge number we had before. So what we're going to do to find out the new price of the quartz block is we're going to do the exact same thing we did before, except we're going to replace 56,095 with 8,295. After a bish bash of numbers, we find out that the new price for the quartz block is actually 0.27905,968, or to one decimal place, 0.3 emeralds. Take into account that they also have to travel a long way in the Nether, and you could possibly bump up the price a little more. So is the price a rip- hang on, I kinda got stuck in the ground. So, according to method 1, is this a rip-off? Yes, I mean, it's a 150% markup. I mean, come on. The economy isn't that good at the moment. In comparison, it's worse than EB Games. So you probably should avoid this deal at all costs. Ha! Get it? Costs? Yeah, whatever. Okay, so we're now on method 2. Now this method allows us to figure out how much the price of a quartz block is by finding out how much it would cost us to do everything that is required and necessary to get a quartz block in the first place by using villager trades. And of course, making educated guesses where there is no trade for things such as time. So the first thing you need when getting Nether quartz is food. And the way we're going to calculate how much the food should cost is by using the most cost-efficient food trade, which is the cooked pork/beef trade. I mean, I guess you could cook the uncooked versions of these trades, but my laziness permits that, so shush! Now this trade can get you either 6 or 7 cooked meat, so we're going to average that and say it gets you 6.5 cooked pork or beef for an emerald. Now to figure out how much food you need for an average Nether quartz trip, what I have done is I've gone through the Nether quartz trip from BWO's mindcrack episode 149 and recorded how much hunger points and saturation points were filled up. In his video he ate cooked chickens, so we're going to have to do some maths to figure out how much cooked pork/beef that would be. So let's find out how much saturation and hunger points he used. Near the start of his adventure, he ate 1 cooked chicken when his bar was down 3.5 drumsticks, which would add 13.2 onto our saturation plus hunger point total. And then about 14 seconds later, he ate another cooked chicken when his hunger bar was down half a drumstick, which would add 8.2 onto our total. After that, we don't ever see him eat again on his trip. However, there was a cut in the middle. Now we're going to play a little game of spot the difference, okay? Here's a screenshot before the cut, and here's a screenshot after the cut. I'll give you 3 seconds to work out what's different. I was kidding, I only gave you 2. Now, the difference was before he had 8 cooked chicken, and now he has 5. There were, however, a ton more differences too, but you were supposed to focus on the chickney. So, shush! So any clue, that means that B-Dubs had to have eaten 3 chickneys in between the cuts. And let's just say he wanted to max out his usage of the food, so he only ate it when his hunger bar was 3 drumsticks down, meaning that that would add 39.6 onto our total. The rest of the video was him just doing random stuff in the Nether, so we're going to guess and say it would take him 2 more cooked chicken to get back to the store, adding 36.4 onto our total. So after doing some maths, yay for maths, we find out that the total hunger plus saturation points needed for a Nether quartz trip is 97.4. And after doing some more maths, we find out that to cover the amount of points, you need 4.68269 cooked pork or beef, which is equal to 0.72041 emeralds using our trade from before. Now to figure out how much that would cost for each Nether quartz block, we're going to take the amount of Nether quartz they got in the video, which was 286 quartz, divide 0.72041 by that number and times it by 4, which would equal 0.01008. And that's how many emeralds the future costs per quartz block. Now we're going to find out how much the usage of diamond armor would cost for a quartz trip per quartz block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn a ghast, give myself some diamond armor, and I'm going to change my game mode and test it out. Okay, so I tested it out and it seems like the ghast fireball takes away 1 durability each time it hits you. And it doesn't matter if it's an impact hit or if it's just beside you or something, it always takes away 1. So, let's assume that on the average Nether Quartz trip, they get hit a total of 6 times from a ghast and do some careless stuff that takes away 20 durability, because they forgot that W is the forward key. Okay, just roll with it, okay? Using some mathematical stuff known as dividing the average cost of the armor piece by its full durability, multiplying it by 26 and dividing it by the amount of Nether Quartz they got, we find out that the helmet costs 0.00178 emeralds, the chaseplate costs 0.00293 emeralds, the leggings cost 0.00220 emeralds, and the boots cost 0.00148 emeralds per quartz block, or 0.0083 emeralds in total. Now what I want to find out is how much the usage of a diamond pickaxe would cost per quartz block. Diamond pickaxes have a total durability of 1061. Mining a block takes away 1 durability, and the villager trade for diamond pickaxes averages at 10.5 emeralds. So if we mine 4 quartz ore, that would equal 0.026906 emeralds. Now the biggest factor for the price of a Nether Quartz block is time. You know the saying time is money? Yeah, well it isn't true because otherwise I would be rich. But anyway, there's no real way to put a price on time. I was going to compare the amount of time it takes to find iron to the time it takes to find Nether Quartz, but nah. So we're just going to guess a price and say it's 0.15 emeralds. The next thing I want to find out is how much the shop building costs per quartz block. So, I've actually recreated the shop here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to count up how many quartz blocks there are to make up the building of the shop, and I'm also going to count how many quartz ore there is to make up the building of the shop, and I'm going to work it out from that. And now the reason I'm not counting things like the cobble here, or the wood here, is because they're worth basically nothing. So that's why, and also because I'm lazy. But you didn't hear that from me, you heard it from Tinkerbell over here, isn't that right, Tinkerbell? Yeah, that's right. Another fun fact, well, it's not another fun fact, it's a fun fact, is that someone didn't put a roof on this thing, and I'm deeply disappointed with them. So I just counted up all the quartz blocks, which I learnt how to do from Barney over here. Isn't that right, Barney? He said yes. But anyway, there is 8 quartz blocks, there's 2 chiseled quartz blocks, there's 2 quartz slabs, not half slabs, there's 12 pillar quartz blocks, and there's 48 quartz ore. Using our price of a quartz block from method 1, we can find out that the building is worth 14 emeralds. So to figure out how much that is per quartz block, let's assume they sell a total of 2 quartz blocks in their entire business lives. Okay, fine. We'll be unrealistic and say they sell 128 blocks. After some numbers are jiggled around and, I don't know, set on fire, it comes out to 0.109375 emeralds per quartz block. Okay, so now I want to find out how much it costs to run the store per quartz block. And I don't know what they do to run the store, so it's just going to be this number here, okay? Roll with it. Roll. Do a barrel roll, okay? And I totally did not just make this number up in editing, no, because I haven't started editing this part, you silly Billy. Okay, so now what I want to find out is how much the electricity to find the quartz ore costs per quartz block. Okay, I'm taking it too far. So let's just add up all the numbers we had before, and we'll call it that price for the quartz block. So all the numbers added together that are friends forever, mining in the nether, equals 0.379661. So that's the amount of emeralds a quartz block is equal to, according to method 2. Oh, look at that! Method 1 and Method 2 are both similar prices. What a coincidence! It's almost as if I had this set up. Actually, I didn't. What am I talking about? So, now on to method 3. Before I start, I just want to say that this is probably the most unreliable method. Basically, I'm going to mine iron and coal in a cave for 20 minutes and compare it to a 20-minute nether quartz run. I'm also going to use the coal and iron trade-in offers from the villagers to work out a price for the quartz block. Alright, so I found a cave and I got all the equipment I need to go caving, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm also spotting some diamond armor. I said sporting because... shush! Anyway, I've got a stopwatch, so I'm going to time myself while I do it. So while I was caving, I found this. Why? Just why? So my 20 minutes is up, and this is all the goodies I got. Isn't it splendid? Anyway, that means it's now time to do the nether quartz run for 20 minutes. There's a nether portal here, and I'm geared up, so let's go! I just finished the nether quartz trip, and look at all the precious quartz I've got. So from my caving trip, I got a total of 236 coal and 118 iron. In my nether quartz run, I got 533 quartz. To calculate a price for the quartz blocks using the gathered information, we need to average the coal and iron trade-in deals. Once averaged, the deal for iron is 8.5 ingots for an emerald, and the deal for coal is 19.5 coal for an emerald. Now what we've got to do is divide the amount of coal and iron by how much is required to complete the trade. After that, we add the two numbers together. Now we divide that number by the amount of quartz we got on the quartz run, and times it by 4. And that's how many emeralds a quartz block should cost, according to method 3. And the price is quite low, although it's not taking into consideration that you would have to smelt the iron, but that would add barely anything onto the price, so I didn't worry about it. So in conclusion, is this a good deal? No. It never got priced 1 emerald or above in all our methods. In fact, it never even got priced half an emerald or above in all our methods. The highest was 0.4 emeralds. So it probably should be avoided at all costs. But you know, it's not like I expected a good deal from the B team because, you know, they are the B team. Or did I? No, I didn't. What am I going on about? Anyway, stay tuned for the next episode I'm never going to make, where we find out if it's pronounced EFO or FO. Because Michael Savannah is like, it's pronounced EFO, but Google Translate is like, no. It's pronounced FO. Get it right. Wait, did that count as an outro? Because apparently I can't do those things.